you do when they catch you? What will you do if they break you? If you continue to fight? What will you become?
Comics Plus, what is going on? And may the force be with you. My name is Akasan. How are you guys doing? And welcome to a very special edition of doing a reaction here. Part of the Comics Plus Ultra package on Patreon. I appreciate that because we're going the Ultra Mile. This is what we gave up the Flash for. No, that's what you got. But it is going to be on YouTube as well. We're going to do our best to get it on YouTube. I have already heard that other affiliates and friends of mine, like the Real Rejects, are having huge problems getting their YouTube cut on YouTube. I'm not surprised, given the gravity and intensity of this particular show. I'm sure the copyright bots are out like crazy. So I'm going to do my best to give some sort of substantial cut for you guys on YouTube. At least you'll get the review as well. But please, don't start complaining or bitching about, cut out the best parts, why are your horrible edit, blah, blah, blah. We do whatever we can get and whatever YouTube allows us to show. I don't know why other channels are able to put a whole goddamn episode up. I don't know why so-and-so can do this or that or whatever. All I know is what I have to deal with and what YouTube allows me to upload. So that all being said, I do encourage you, if you want to see the full frontal reality of the reaction, the full reaction, it is on Patreon. You know what? You know what? In a few days or so, I'm gonna go ahead and make that full reaction available for free. The first one's free. First episode's free, even though it's only an 8-episode series. Look at that, guys! Akasan, goddamn Santa! It's not even Christmas yet. Full reaction is available for free right now. You can check it out if you like what you guys see. Make sure to consider supporting the channel, supporting the site. It really goes a long way so we can continue to bring you cool stuff like this and get more group reactions. That's what I really want. I want my boys, DC Sun, Trigger Terry. I want everybody up in here in order to do this, but you know, it does take time out of our regular life and our regular work. So supporting the channel does definitely help. Without further ado, it's time to get into The Mandalorian. I don't know much about, like I did read up on a little bit on not the lore, but just at least what time period this takes place in. I think this is taking place 3 years. I think 3 years, somewhere 3 or 4 years after Return of the Jedi. So this is after, like the Empire has already been defeated, but there are little outskirts of people still clinging on for power, and the Civil War is over, but there's still a lot of turmoil in the outer part of the galaxy, as far as I know. So, and then I do know a little bit about the Mandalorian, that are the world that the Mandalorian comes from. And it sort of got, as far as I can tell, their people kind of got, the Mandalore, they kind of got like, used by the Empire a lot, and kind of, in some sense, betrayed by the Empire. I don't know, this is what I need, I guess, DC Sun. But the only problem with DC Sun is that sometimes he'll end up telling you the entire story or some sort of spoiler or something like that. Like apparently he told me about Avatar, which I wasn't even paying attention to him, so that is a really good thing. That all being said, I guess this is all new, and it's gonna be, there's a 30-year gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, and we know only a little bit of stuff. Like there was some sort of battle of Jakku, right? And there little things of how the everything kind of crumbled. There is no sort of government after the rebellion succeeded, right? But the First Order was created somehow, somewhat, while establishing a new sort of system of democracy. That's how the First Order kind of came to be. But I don't know if they're really going to be covering any of that in The Mandalorian. So I'm kind of glad that it's kind of a fresh start. Anyways, let's get into it, guys. Again, Patreon for the full reaction. Your first reaction to The Mandalorian starts now. Look at the budget on this already. Like, that's the first thing I want to say. Holy shit, man. Why is it always these dudes acting like dicks that are gonna get fucked up? Damn, dude. No, I noticed there was like no water in that, or no liquid in that drink. Jesus Christ. Ah! It was worse. Oh shit! It was worse. Holy shit!
I can get you more credits.
I can bring you in warm,
Or cold.
or I can bring you in cold.
Yep. You saw what just happened, son. Clean intro. I'm liking that already. This is not, and it has already like this Western sort of sound and feel to it. I'm down with this. All right. Hey, is that what's his name? Oh shit. This dude is everywhere. Look at that Disney budget, my friends. Look at that Disney budget. Oh shit, he about to take this shit out? Alright. Alright.
Let's go.
The Mandalorian's kind of a badass, huh? Kind of a badass.
But I guess that's not
Let's
gonna
go.
happen this year.
Oh shit! Oh no! Ah, that was him! Fuck! And he never got to use the bath tube. That is kind of interesting, like, with the Empire gone, what about currency? Does that still exist, or, like, what? The fuck? Yo! Can we get a game now? I'm, like, so psyched about, like, could you imagine a Mandalorian game? Taking jobs like this? This is kind of fucking dope. Oh my god, I know that shit. Toasty! God damn it! Holy shit. What did I say about him getting that armor hit the first time? Okay. Okay. Yo, I'm tripping. If this is what Disney Plus is offering, the quality of every episode, this is insane. Holy shit.
I don't know how to ride Blurg.
You will.
I have spoken.
Is that it? He's like, is that his way of just saying, that's it, son? Yo, this is like legit, like old school Star Wars feel, man. I feel it. I feel it. You can't hate on this, man. This is, I'm not gonna lie, this is looking better than the newer movies. Come on! More character development than The Force Awakens. Ah, no, sorry, I'm not gonna say it. That's the one cut that didn't look like it matched so well, and that's not bad.
I have spoken.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm using that bullshit. I'm using that shit as much as I can. I'm gonna be up to my girl, be like, nah, we doing this tonight. I'm smoking. I want my dinner. I have spoken. What? Did he just put that shit like in the middle of his head this time?
IG unit, stand down.
Oh. Oh. Yo! Shit is getting lit. There you go. Light him up, light him up, light him up, light him up, light him up! good music. Ah, this is from the trailer, right? Holy shit! Holy shit! Get him! Hey! Holy shit! What? It's gonna be like a baby? It's gonna be like Superman? It's gonna be like Goku? It is a baby.
Wait. They said 50 years old.
It's Yoda!
Species age differently.
I mean, whatever.
Perhaps it could live many centuries.
Holy shit, it's one of the Yoda things. Yeah.
Sadly, we'll never
What? What?
terminated.
Really? Oh, okay. Ooh. Wow. E.T. What an ending. Oh, Dave Filoni did it. Okay. John Favreau wrote it. Okay. Wait, Nick Nolte was in that? Holy shit. Hey! I think that's the music composer for Black Panther as well. That guy is really talented. First and foremost, I do want to say that I've really appreciated all the cinematography, the work, the cinematography, the costume design, the pacing of the story, I think, worked really well, and it honestly felt much longer than 40 minutes. That's what I loved about it, and I cannot wait for the next episode to come out in a few days, which I think that's what's going to be even cooler. It's only, the worst part to me at this point is that it's only eight episodes now. The other thing, though, to keep in mind is a lot of these debut shows tend to start strong always, and it's interesting to me to see how well they're gonna wrap it up towards the end of the show. Titans was something that I thought started off pretty damn strong, and then it sort of fell off, especially with season 2. Like, it just seems like there's like filler episodes, and I'm like, why are you having filler episodes? However, you also take something like Daredevil, or for me, like maybe Punisher. Not most of the Netflix shows, no, but a good amount of like Daredevil. It felt like there was never like a wasted moment, and I think, I will say there were moments where they were just sitting and talking a lot, and it wasn't really that interesting. A lot of side characters were having that moment, so I'm very curious to see if the Mandalorian is going to go in that same route. But I highly doubt it, just the look and the feel of what they're doing here. It seems like the pacing, I really do have to applaud the pacing so far in what we have seen. Now, who knows in future episodes what's gonna happen, if they're gonna have those scenes where they're at the bar and people are just talking and it eats up a good 5 minutes of the show. You know what I'm talking about. If you've seen a lot of those Netflix shows, it's not just Marvel, the Marvel Netflix shows, but even like with Titans is a big example of, not everything can be Game of Thrones where you just have people talking and it's fascinating. Game of Thrones was one of the few shows that could really handle that very well, and just have people sitting in a room talking and you're like, ooh and ah, whatever, right? So I don't know, we'll see what's going on now. Man, that cliffhanger was wild. Like, at first I was like, it's Yoda. But like I said, since I'm so glad I got the time period ahead of time, because that is kind of interesting to me that they didn't give any sort of title crawl, any sort of information about the time period of the Mandalorian. I feel like some people are going to get fairly confused about that, with the fact that like, what time period is this in, because I think it is pretty easy to get confused unless you're very familiar and you know the Star Wars lore by heart, if that makes sense, with the Empire being finished. That was the only indication as to what time period it really was, right? For the general fans, knowing that the Empire has fallen. So you know, I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of compilations of people thinking that's all Yoda. I'm sure people are gonna take my clip and say that was Yoda, but not the other part where I clarified myself. But I used to know what the name of Yoda's race is, but I used to watch and once a year I tend to watch there's something called I really get into it. It's called I believe the channel is called Star Wars Theory, and I used to just watch them nonstop on constant things. But I think YouTube, as YouTube always does, unsubscribed me, unfortunately. So I need to go back and check about that, because I used to have that on in the background while editing and watching all the different theories, and the dude used to just tell you what would happen back in the days with the Legends comics and what Darth Vader would do in his free time. Like, that shit was hella funny. But he once told a story about Yoda and some of his people. So yeah, I'm very curious to see how this is gonna play out, because obviously it's not Yoda, but it is someone from his race. And are we gonna get Yoda as a guest star? Is he gonna show up a little bit? Because you're like, wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Yoda's dead. What am I seeing? See? Fuck! Here I am. Like, even I totally forgot. Like, in my mind, up until a few seconds ago, I thought Yoda was hiding out in the swamp because he got erased during the Revenge of the Sith, and like he was hanging out with the Chewbacca race and whatever, the Wookiees, right? They got him to safety. So I thought he was like chilling somewhere underground, hiding out. But no, it's after, as far as I remember, it's after the Return of the Jedi. So Yoda been dead, man. Yoda might show up in an astral projection or something, but nah, that dude is dead. So there ain't no guest star from Yoda, but we're gonna have a Yoda-ish type person, I guess, coming around. I'm very curious how that really is gonna play out now. Woo! What a way to do a first episode. Thank you Disney, and thank you Disney Plus, and thank you Jon Favreau. This is where you can tell these people really cared about the show and keeping the lore in tune. And you know, I know I took some jabs at the new trilogy, but I do like parts of the new trilogy, and I like how updated they're keeping it, and I feel like shows like movies like Han Solo, like Solo, Rogue One, and this show, The Mandalorian, is out there to keep that older lore that fans love so much, that classic touch to Star Wars. And I'm glad that somewhere in some pocket area it still exists out there for the old school Star Wars fans. I was never a big Star Wars fan. I've said this many times. Like, the main thing I've always liked about Star Wars, one thing I got out of Star Wars a lot was the whole deal between the Sith and the Jedi and Darth Maul. The whole thing, because it reminded me of like space samurais, so to speak. But the other stuff I can respect it, but the older stuff never really got to me. It was always when Darth Maul started showing up, and then I went back, I watched some of the older stuff, and I was like, this is cool, but it's always been really, I guess really for me, the Sith stuff has been always really cool about there can only be two, some, you know, fucking Highlander type shit. I like parts of what they're doing with the new trilogy, but I can respect the older stuff and see where it came from, and it's cool to see this sort of environment to sort of have this old school appeal and live it in the 21st century and shit, 2019, son. Anyways, that's it, guys. Red Red Nation, stand up, speak up. Let me know what you guys think. Again, make sure you check out the full reaction of the first episode for free, available for you guys on Patreon. If you like what you see, you know, you sync it up, watch it with me together, And on the next episode, I'll see you again on Patreon for that full reaction, which is the first thing to get up there. And I'll try to get some editor. If there's an editor out there that's interested in doing the Mandalorians for me, the episodes for me, I definitely appreciate it, because it's fairly hard for me to get this done for you on my only on when it comes out on Tuesdays, or it debuts on Wednesday or Tuesday. It's not so hard because my day off is the same day, but on those Friday drops, it's gonna be really hard to do. So if you're an editor out there that or anybody in my Discord, the editing Discord, that's interested in jumping on this, that might be able to help me out, that would be good. Guys, I have spoken. I knew I was gonna get that shit in there. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next week, and may the Force be with you.